whatever happened, whatever it happened, I had a duty. I had a duty to all of our stakeholders, to our customers. Clearly, I didn't do a good job of that. Clearly, I made a lot of mistakes or things I would give anything to be able to do over again. I didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone.
I didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone. An interesting answer there. That's Sam Bankman-Fried, the disgraced crypto billionaire who allegedly stole billions in his investors' money. Now many, as you can imagine, want him in jail. You can imagine how many times his lawyers said, don't talk to the media, but he showed up anyway for the New York Times Deal Book Conference. As recently as a couple of months ago, the press couldn't get enough of him. How crypto billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried survived the market wreckage and still expanded his empire. Sam Bankman-Fried keeps bailing out the crypto industry. Exclusive. 30-year-old billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried has been called the next Warren Buffett. His counterintuitive investment strategy will either build him an empire or end in disaster. And to be fair there to Fortune, at least they left open the possibility of disaster. That's what's come. Most articles on Sam Bankman-Fried held him out as some kind of superhero billionaire. Jennifer Sayes here, author of Levi's Unbuttoned. The woke mob took my job but gave me my voice. Jennifer, appreciate it. As always, think what you want of Andrew Ross Sorkin, the guy who did the interview with Sam Bankman-Fried. He did ask a few tough questions. We'll get those in a minute. But I was watching the interview of Fried, realizing if anybody had bothered asking tough questions of him over the past couple of years, we wouldn't be here.
Yes, exactly. And why didn't they ask tough questions? I think we know the answer to that. It's because he struck a woke pose. He stood for all the right things. He talked about effective altruism and giving all his money away. And he cared about the environment and pre-pandemic planning. And he was going to save the world. And he didn't really care about getting rich. Meanwhile, he had none of the appropriate financial controls in place. None of the legally required financial controls are in place. So whether he meant it or not, I believe there's criminality here. And it was a giant Ponzi scheme, and no one applied any scrutiny because he said all the right things. He acknowledges this in the DM exchange with the Vox reporter. He says, it's a game we play, we woke Westerners, so people like us.
Yeah, well, he did, and everybody kind of got on board, right, because of ESG, environmental, social governance investing. Three lies, perhaps, for the price of one, which the press undoubtedly does love. Missing in all of this, right, has been the discussion of the victims. And we've tried to get people on for obvious reasons. People who've lost all their money in Ponzi schemes, and to somebody like this don't want to talk about it. Andrew Ross Sorkin read a letter from one of those victims. Take a listen.
One of the letters I got, I want to read to you, Sam, because it's from a gentleman who said that he lost his life savings. And the subject line is, Sam Bankman-Fried stole $2 million from me. It says, Andrew, can you please ask SBF why he decided to steal my life savings and the $10 billion more from customers to give to his hedge fund, Alameda? Please ask him if he thinks what happened was fraud.
I mean, I'm deeply sorry about what happened.
He can't really look at the camera. And what is interesting to me is that I've yet to hear any reporters come out angry that they were taken by this guy.
Yeah, it's astonishing. And it's this pose he took, it still holds weight. And, you know, I haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing yet. You showed a little clip before this with Andrew Ross Sorkin just sort of giggling while he asked the questions, like he's in on it with him. And it's grotesque. You know, it's not just giant rich billionaires who invested in this that lost their money. It's everyday folks who put their life savings in, regular people. And he says he's sorry, like a kid who, you know, stole a cookie from the cookie jar. That's not what this is. He had a grave responsibility here. And it was fraudulent. You know, he did not put the required controls in place. He did not exercise the discipline. I would argue, and I think we'll all learn, he did know what he was doing. You know, it was a Ponzi scheme. He was kicking the can down the road.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.